Welcome to a deep dive
Oh, yeah.
into the mind of Al Pacino,
I love it.
as revealed through excerpts of his own memoir.
Wow.
So we're going to get like a rare,
Yeah.
unfiltered look at his thoughts on aging, fame, mortality, and, of course, the art of acting,
Of course.
all through his own words.
Fascinating.
It is fascinating. It's
Yeah.
really incredible to see how he tackles the realities of aging
Yeah.
head on at 83.
83. Yeah, he doesn't sugarcoat anything.
He's so candid about
Like
it.
brutally honest.
Even finding humor in things like
Yeah.
Futch's dystrophy,
Right.
which affects the cornea
Uh-huh.
and its ability to maintain proper fluid levels.
Wow.
He even mentions it first impacted his vision when he was only 19.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's so young.
But
Yeah.
he doesn't dwell on the limitations.
Mm-hmm.
He actually contrasts his experiences with someone like Tom
Yeah.
Cruise, who's known for his youthful energy
Of course, the stunts.
and stunts. Do you think there's a hint of Pacino kind of redefining
Mm-hmm.
what success is at his age rather than
Oh, absolutely.
feeling limited?
Yeah, I think there's definitely a sense of
Excellency.
acceptance. Almost like a defiance in how he frames it.
Defiance, I love that.
It's not about, dwelling on what he can't do.
Right.
It's more about
Right.
find satisfaction in what he still can.
Exactly. And then, of course,
And then there's the near-death experience.
a near-death experience, with COVID.
Yeah. That's where his reflections on mortality
Yes.
get really interesting.
Oh,
He talks about literally dying
wow.
for a moment
Yeah.
and then, wondering what comes after.
What comes next, right?
Yeah.
He even brings up Socrates' idea of death being like a dreamless sleep.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
It's almost like that experience pushed him to confront those.
Existential questions
big ones.
that we often avoid.
The ones we don't want to think about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you have to wonder how that near-death experience plays into his recurring dream
Oh, right.
of waking up in his coffin.
Oh, wow.
He doesn't explicitly connect them,
Right.
but it makes you think
Uh-huh.
about how our subconscious
Right. Processes these profound
encounters with our own mortality.
Right. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it's definitely unsettling imagery,
Yeah.
and I think it speaks to this
Uh-huh.
deep-seated fear that many of us share, even if we don't want to admit it.
Right.
The fear of being trapped, the fear of consciousness continuing after physical death.
Wow.
He even talks about cremation later on and whether that truly
right.
erases all traces of our existence.
Right.
It's pretty heavy.
It's heavy stuff, but he handles it with
Yeah.
honesty and
Dark humor
that dark humor that he's known for.
that he's known for.
Right.
And it's not just the physical side of aging that he grapples with.
Uh-huh.
He also delves into the emotional complexities of fame.
Oh, yeah.
Something that, despite all his experience,
Right.
he's still adjusting to.
He says he's perhaps more famous now than ever,
Yeah.
citing his roles in films like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, The Irishman,
Right.
House of Gucci.
Right.
But that fame doesn't equate to fulfillment. He
Yeah.
talks about going to the Oscars, and it was his daughter's joy
Wow.
that made him feel comfortable there,
Wow.
not the awards themselves.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
It's interesting how he deliberately avoids the word career when talking about acting.
Right.
He says he's never been in it for the money,
Really.
though he does mention some exceptions when he's gone broke.
That's funny. But it's fascinating how he distinguishes between craft and celebrity in the acting world. He even quotes Bette Davis, who once said, if the script is good, they don't have to pay you.
I love that.
Highlighting his belief that the true reward lies in the work itself.
In the work, absolutely.
Yeah.
Which brings us to his passion project.
Yes.
The Napoleon film.
Right.
He's been trying to get made.
He talks about how streaming services have rejected it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because of his age.
Right.
And how he misses his old producer, Marty Bregman, who could make things happen.
I love that.
But even without Bregman,
Yeah.
Pacino is determined
Right.
to see this project through.
Yeah.
It really speaks to his tenacity,
Yeah.
his refusal to be sidelined by an industry that often prioritizes youth and box office appeal over artistic vision.
Right.
It does.
And it ties into his enduring appetite for challenging roles. Right. And finding characters that push him creatively.
Exactly.
But there's this fascinating paradox here.
Okay.
He states Objectively, I never knew what the fuck I was doing.
Wow.
Calling it both a problem and a gift. So how do you reconcile?
How do you reconcile that with his obvious dedication to his craft?
Yeah.
Well, that's where that anarchic aspect of his personality comes in.
Right.
Something he says he only fully recognized
Right.
while writing the memoir.
Right.
Remember his friend Charlie called him a wild square?
Yeah.
Which perfectly captures
I love that.
That seeming contradiction. Maybe that not knowing is what keeps him fresh, prevents him from falling into a predictable pattern.
Right. He describes having this transformative experience acting in Light Up the Sky at age 14.
Right.
He even says that at that moment he realized this is what would keep him alive.
Yeah.
It's like he tapped into something primal.
Yeah.
Something beyond
technique or training.
Right. It almost sounds like
a spiritual awakening.
This realization that acting could transport him to other realms.
To
connect him with something larger than himself.
Absolutely.
And it's this reaching other realms that leads into his thoughts on artistic legacy. Something that seems to be weighing on his mind as he gets older.
Of course.
He tells a story about Amerigo Todd, who played his bodyguard in The Godfather Part 2 and knew Picasso.
Oh, wow.
And he says that Picasso had a weak handshake because I need my energy.
Wow.
And Pacino relates to that now.
Interesting.
The need to conserve energy, to focus it on what truly matters.
Yeah. Focus it on what matters. Yeah.
It's almost as though he sees this parallel between himself and Picasso.
Right.
These two artists driven by an inexhaustible passion for their craft, even in their later years.
Driven, yeah.
And that connection to Picasso leads to a really fascinating question.
Okay.
Does the artist achieve a kind of immortality through their work?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Pacino seems to suggest this, especially with this image of the cave handprint.
Right.
Makes me wonder, if we apply that to Pacino's legacy, what are those handprints he's leaving behind?
That's a great question.
Is it specific roles? His acting style?
Yeah.
Or something less tangible, like inspiring future generations of actors?
Yeah, or future artists in general. Yeah. It's compelling.
It's a compelling thought.
The idea that we can live on through the art that we create, through the memories we leave behind.
The memories we leave behind.
He even states, you don't have to miss me, just remember me.
Wow.
Which speaks volumes about his desire to have a lasting impact. But what form will that impact take? Yeah. That's the question that lingers.
And it's a question that we'll continue to explore as we delve deeper into these fascinating excerpts from Pacino's memoir.
Absolutely.
Stick with us as we unpack more of his insights in part 2 of this deep dive.
I can't wait.
Me too.
It's going to be good.
It's going to be good.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Me too. It's fascinating how Pacino seems to reconcile those seemingly contradictory ideas, you know, the desire for lasting impact with this acceptance of his own flaws and uncertainties. He doesn't shy away from the darker aspects of his past, you know?
Yeah.
Acknowledging that his lifestyle choices could have cut his life short.
It's refreshing to hear that level of honesty from someone who's achieved such legendary status. He's not presenting himself as a role model, but rather as a human being who's made mistakes and learned from them.
Of course.
And that, I think, makes his insights even more valuable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's essentially saying, you know, this is my journey with all its ups and downs, and this is what I've learned along the way.
It makes you think about his reluctance to teach master classes.
Oh, right.
He doesn't want to position himself as having all the answers.
Right.
Which is interesting, given his long and successful career.
He even quotes Charles Bukowski's gravestone inscription, "Don't try."
Wow.
It's almost like a rejection of this idea of striving for perfection, you know? An embrace of the inherent messiness of the creative process.
Such a powerful message.
It is, especially for
like
aspiring artists who might feel pressured to conform to a certain ideal
Right.
You know? Pacino's essentially saying, embrace the unknown.
Yeah.
The uncertainty, the stumbles along the way.
Yeah.
That's where the real growth happens.
That's where the real growth happens.
Right.
Which brings us back to that transformative experience he had at 14, acting in Light Up the Sky. He describes it as this moment of pure instinct.
Yeah.
This breaking through.
Breaking through, yeah.
To something
primal.
Primal and authentic. Right.
Do you think that experience shaped his
I think so.
approach to acting?
Yeah, I think it's like
throughout his career.
He discovered this wellspring of creativity within himself.
Yeah.
This connection to something larger than himself.
That he's been tapping into ever since. And then later when he describes reaching other realms through acting, it's almost as if that early performance opened a portal to a whole new dimension of experience.
That's a great point.
It's fascinating.
It is fascinating.
Yeah.
And it's that willingness to explore those other realms to push his boundaries.
Push the boundaries, yeah.
That makes him such a compelling actor.
He's not afraid to take risks.
He's not.
To delve into the dark and uncomfortable places that maybe some actors might shy away from.
He's got this like raw, visceral energy.
Raw energy.
That translates so powerfully on screen.
It's not just about
raw talent or instinct.
It's also
he
also emphasizes the importance
of hard
work.
The repetition.
Doing it over and over again till it gets inside you somehow.
And that dedication is evident in his desire to bring his Napoleon project to fruition. Even though he's facing obstacles.
He talks about the challenges of securing funding. Especially without his old producer to champion the project.
Right. He speaks very fondly of Marty. Calling him like the facilitator, the hustler, the impresario.
That's a great description.
But even without him, Pacino's determined to make it happen.
He says, I'm going to get this movie project done on my own.
There's that tenacity. That
refusal to let setbacks derail his creative vision.
It's a reminder that even for someone with Pacino's stature, the creative process can often involve challenges and setbacks.
Setbacks, absolutely.
And maybe that's what keeps him going.
Yeah.
This constant need to overcome obstacles.
To prove to himself and to the world that he still got it.
It's like he says, when you're a certain kind of person, these things keep us going. These passion projects literally keep us alive.
It's a reminder that those passions don't have to fade with age.
Yeah.
In fact, they can become even more important. As we navigate the complexities of life and confront our own mortality.
Absolutely. They give us a sense of purpose.
A
reason to get up in the morning and engage with the world.
And
for Pacino, that purpose seems to lie in the transformative power. Of acting. This ability to step outside himself and embody different characters.
To explore different
the
human experience.
Yeah. It's fascinating how he describes acting as opening up his reach
to other realms.
Other realms. Almost as if he sees it as a form of
like a spiritual
practice, a way of connecting with something larger
than himself. Right.
It makes you wonder
what would you wonder?
There are similar epiphanies waiting
for us. For all of us,
if we're open to experiencing them.
To
stepping outside our comfort zones.
And exploring.
those
uncharted territories.
Within ourselves. Perhaps. And perhaps those epiphanies
don't always come in a flash of blinding light. But in those quiet moments of reflection. In the unexpected turns of our journeys. The willingness to embrace. The unknown.
So what does this deep dive into Pacino's memoir ultimately reveal? I think it shows us a man who is both extraordinary and remarkably human. Someone who has achieved incredible success, but who remains grounded.
Grounded, yeah.
Humble.
And driven.
And driven by a deep passion.
Driven by a deep passion for his craft.
For his craft.
Right.
It's a reminder that the journey is just as important as the destination. That it's okay to not have all the answers, to make mistakes, to constantly evolve and redefine ourselves.
Absolutely.
Right.
And it's a testament to the enduring power.
The enduring power of
this creativity.
Yeah.
The way it can sustain us. Challenge us. And connect us to something larger than ourselves. Larger than ourselves, absolutely.
Pacino leaves us with a powerful message.
He does.
Embrace life fully. Pursue your passions.
With
gusto. And strive to leave behind a legacy that reflects the best of who you are. And as we reflect on his life and work, I leave you with this thought.
Okay.
How does Pacino's perspective on life and legacy inspire you to make your own mark on the world?
It's a good question.
It's a good question.
It's a question worth pondering.
You know, it's that quiet power of connection that really resonates with me after reading these excerpts. Even with all the fame and accolades. Pacino seems to be searching for something deeper, something more meaningful than just recognition.
It's as if he's saying that true fulfillment comes not from external validation, but from internal satisfaction.
From pursuing those things that truly resonate
with your soul.
And for Pacino, that seems to be the creative process itself.
It seems to be the work itself.
He talks about this appetite for the work. This constant desire to find new and challenging roles that push him creatively. He even mentions wanting to make a film adaptation of King Lear. And how he's facing this uphill battle to secure funding. It's almost as if he's lost his champion since the passing of his producer. Marty Bregman. He really does. Speak fondly of Marty Bregman. Calling him like the facilitator, the hustler, the impresario.
That's a good one.
But even without him, Pacino is determined to get this project done.
He is.
He says, I'm going to get this movie project done on my own.
There's that tenacity again.
That
refusal to give up on his dreams, even in the face of adversity.
It's a reminder that even for someone with Pacino's stature, the creative process often involves
challenges and setbacks.
Right,
absolutely.
And maybe that's what keeps him going. This constant need to overcome obstacles to prove to himself and to the world that he's still got it. It's like he says, when you're a certain kind of person, these things keep us going. These passion projects literally keep us alive.
And it's a reminder that those passions don't have to fade with age.
In fact, they can become more important. You know, as we navigate the complexities of life.
And confront our own mortality. They give us a sense of purpose.
They do.
A reason to get up in the morning.
And engage. With the world.
And for Pacino, that purpose seems to lie in
that
transformative
power of
acting.
That's it.
This ability to step outside himself.
And
embody different characters.
To explore all these different facets of the human experience. It's pretty amazing.
It's fascinating how he describes acting as opening up his reach. To other realms. Almost as if he sees it as
a form of spiritual practice almost. A form of spiritual practice, a way of connecting. With something
larger than himself.
Makes you wonder if there are similar epiphanies out there.
Are we open to?
If we're open to
experiencing them.
To
stepping outside our comfort zones.
And exploring this uncharted territory.
Those uncharted
within ourselves.
You know.
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
And perhaps those epiphanies
don't always come in a flash of blinding light.
Always.
You know, but in those quiet moments of reflection, those unexpected turns of our journeys.
Right.
A willingness to embrace the unknown.
A willingness to embrace the unknown.
The unknown.
So what does this deep dive...
This deep dive into Pacino's memoir.
Pacino's memoir.
Right.
Ultimately reveal.
I think
it shows us a man who is both...
extraordinary.
And remarkably human.
Remarkably human. Yeah. Someone who has achieved incredible success.
Incredible success.
Wow.
But who remains grounded.
Who remains grounded.
Humble.
Humble and driven.
Humble and driven by a deep passion for his craft.
By a deep passion.
That's it.
For his craft.
It's a reminder that the journey...
It's a reminder...
is just as important as...
That the journey is just as important as the destination.
The destination.
Yeah.
That it's okay...
Okay.
To not have all the answers.
To not have all the answers.
To make mistakes.
To make mistakes.
To constantly evolve and redefine ourselves.
To constantly evolve and redefine ourselves. Mm-hmm. And it's a testament to...
It is
enduring.
The enduring power.
Of creativity.
Of creativity.
Yeah.
The way it can sustain us.
The way it can sustain us, challenge us.
Challenge us and connect us.
And connect us.
That's something...
To something larger than ourselves.
Larger than ourselves. Pacino leaves us with a powerful message.
Pacino leaves us...
Embrace life fully.
I have a powerful message.
Pursue your passions with gusto.
Embrace life fully.
And strive to leave behind a legacy.
Pursue your passions.
That reflects the best.
With gusto.
Of who you are.
And strive to leave behind...
Right.
A legacy.
And as we reflect on his life and his work...
The best.
I'd like to leave you with this thought.
Of who you are.
How does Pacino's perspective on life and legacy inspire you?
And as we reflect...
To make your own mark on the world.
On his life.
It's a good question.
And work. I would leave you with this thought.
It is. It's a question worth pondering.
How does Pacino's perspective on life and legacy inspire you to make your own mark on the world?
Yeah.
It's a great question.
It is.
It really is. It is.
It is a question worth pondering.
Worth pondering, yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes.
On this deep dive.
Thank you.
Into the mind and experiences of Al Pacino.
Mm-hmm.
We hope you found it.
Hope you enjoyed it.
Insightful.
Yeah.
And inspiring.
It's inspiring.